Okay, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, ladies and gents, got a little bit, not a lot of bit, but a little bit that we're going to talk about. The first thing I'm going to do is talk to you, consultation individuals. First, yeah. I know you got a lot going on, and yes, you have a lot of information that you're looking for, and yes, there's this problem and that problem. You don't know how to solve it, and I provide you the answers. However, as I said before, it is not a two-way street. You don't get to contact me whenever you run into another problem. Okay? We created a GPT for you. Go there first. Now, for the rest of you, hold on now. Got to talk to all of y'all now, not just them consultation people, but all of you. We created, y'all ain't got this one. That one ain't for y'all. Okay? Woo-hoo! But Covington Law Pro XGen is for y'all. Now, I've upgraded it. See? A Tony attorney grade level response system enforce strict statutes at large only. It only gives you the law. Now you have one that's a constitutionalist, another one that is a um, what is he jurisdictional, and the other one is facts and conclusion of lost. So in other words, you're going to get the law with Covington Law Pro X Gen, but you're going to get it from three different standpoints. Now, sometimes they'll get just as technical as the courts, and you have to be able to recognize that to be able to correct things. Now, watch this. I want y'all to pay attention. Wake up, wake up. Presidential Proclamation 2039 defines banking institutions as any person and or corporation and or partnership engaged in the business of banking, comma, any form thereof. Period. The banking holiday proclamation was extended by Congress through their congressional intent by using the words, comma, to validate and maintain the order issued by the president, exclamation mark. The Check 21st Act of 2003, otherwise known as the Clearinghouse Act, comma, acknowledges that any person in any state who engages in the business of banking, comma, is a bank. Period. The Federal Reserve Act specifically states that a bank under the Federal Reserve Act applies to any bank unless specifically referring to a Federal Reserve Bank and or national bank of the Federal Reserve System. Exclamation mark. Stop listening. Some of y'all gonna have to go back and listen to what I just said because I just gave the definition of a bank according to the law, and I used several different laws, statutes and things like that to prove. Now these are the three characters that now these. Oh, I'm sorry. This is three lawyers. Okay, this is three lawyers, and where's the other one? Craig Bryant, and this is three lawyers. So you got a total of 9 lawyers responding. Constitutional authority, it tells where Congress has the authority to do the coin, money, and the regulated. Okay. Statutory foundation. Presidential Proclamation 2039, March 6, 1933, issued under the authority of the Trading with the Enemy Act as amended by the Emergency Banking Relief Act, declared national banking holiday and included the following definition: any person, partnership, association, or corporation, or any other entity engaged in the business of banking, including receivers or conservators for such institutions. It doesn't actually say the last part, but he decided to expound. Congress then enacted the Emergency Banking Relief Act of March 1933, which stated The actions, regulations, rules, licensings, orders, proclamations heretofore and hereafter taken, promulgated, made, or issued by the President of the United States or Secretary of the Treasury on March 4th, 1933, pursuant to, it was March 6th. Anyway, the authority conferred, blah, 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 blah. He ad-libbed. So I gotta correct him. That's twice. He added something that wasn't exactly in the act. Give me 1 second. Wake up. Wake up. Who told you to add statements and or information and or your own opinion to my response? Comma, I thought I told you facts and conclusions of the law. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, the idiots at OpenAI, that's right, I call them idiots. They've tried to go in and change the programming. So I did a little tweaks to catch them when they do. Uh-huh. That's why I gave it exact quotes. Sorry, this is my IT person. I got to get his attention. 1 second. I apologize for that. I am correct. You instructed for explicit facts and conclusions of law only, and not added statements or opinions or summaries or interpretations, no paraphrasing. The preceding response violated your directives by including structural language. You guys can do the same thing with it. He recognizes that. You can just act as if you're me. He'll already know you're not me because when I sign on, it signs on as EeoN. Anyway, remedy. I will now issue a response strictly following blah, blah, blah. All contents. Watch this. Wake up. Wake up. You will answer my original question now without causing me any further headaches. Stop listening. He's going, stop listening. Sorry, those of you who are just now paying attention to me, you have been trying to tell ChatGPT to stop listening. What you're not understanding is this is Dragon Naturally Speaking. This right here, see that right there at the top? That's called Dragon Professional, or Dragon Naturally Speaking, as it was originally called. I've had this software since 2008. I've been using this since 2008. Count the years. Holding back the years. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't feel comfortable using another because I've been using it so much. So I'm used to the programming of this one and telling it to wake up, to stop listening, and so forth, because those are the commands that it accepts. Yay. Whew. Stop listening. When it's blue, I can talk. When it's green, I can dictate. Okay. All right, let's do this. The consummate authority, and then the that authority found the I hereby declare that all banking transactions shall be suspended. The term banking institution shall include all Federal Reserve banks, National Banking Association banks, trust companies, savings banks, buildings and loan associations, credit unions, and other banking institutions organized under the laws of the United States. It doesn't say other banking institutions. It says and or persons engaged in the business of banking, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, no. Okay, it did that. And or persons, firms, partnerships, association, corporation engaged in the business of receiving deposits, making loans, discounting, or business paper, or any other form of banking license. It doesn't say banking license, it says banking business. Anyway, Emergency Banking Relief Act, all actions, regulations, it doesn't say that. Okay, he is embellishing. He's trying, and it ain't working. Give me 1 second. I gotta pause y'all because there's some certain things y'all ain't meant to see. Okay, I really do hate for that to come up. That gets on my nerves. Hold on now. Okay, we're to the point of what it actually says. I'm gonna paste this here, and then we're gonna go up a little bit because we gotta pull up what Congress said. You know, because Congress, they like to open and close their mouths all the time, and ain't really got nothing to say because they stupid. Yeah, I said it. Man, you show me one Congress member that ain't stupid. All right, just go ahead. They all jokes. Give me 1 second. They ain't like Rakim, who told y'all he ain't no joke about letting the mic smoke and throwing it down to make sure it's broke. He ain't no joke. He done told y'all. All right, now we got to just clear this up. Just want to do this because we're trying to get to a point. So we don't really care about this. I just need to program him with the definition of banking. Ta-da! That's how you use ChatGPT, ladies and gentlemen. You state the facts, set the facts first. Put your facts on the record. If you're getting ready to ask a question like I'm about to, I know that my question is not going to be one that the public knows, and he only does the public perception stuff. He does the political correctness, the I'm awake, stuff. That's what he does. Okay. Whew. Now I hit the wrong mouse. I have two mouse on my mouse pad. One is for the camera monitors, and the other one is for the computer. So I hit the wrong one. Presidential Proclamation 2039, March 1933. Told you not March both, not March 6. Okay, as used in this order, the banking institution not include other blah 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 persons engaged in the business of banking or any other form or any other form or any other form. So that means any kind of business banking. Business banking? I thought it says banking business. Same thing. You can transpose those. So when you hear the bank tell you about your business banking, ooh-wee, y'all better start understanding what they're trying to tell you. Emergency Banking Relief Act, hey, the first provision of the bill validates and maintains the authority exercised by the president. He understood that and conferred upon the president the powers bestowed by the act of regardless of whether or not we're in a time of war, which was illegal. Presidential order text during the holiday. And oh, look now, jurisdiction, the jurisdiction over all entities or persons engaged in banking and receiving deposits, making loans, discounting business paper, and transacting any other form of banking business was asserted during the declared. Let me correct him. Wake up, you idiot, comma, why did you reference this in the past tense? Stop listening. It specifically referenced it in the past tense when it was a current fact and conclusion of law that it is still ongoing. Like it says, was asserted during the declared banking holiday is revoked or withdrawn because the holiday has not been revoked or withdrawn. Okay? And so this correction removes all temporal framing. See, what it was doing was trying to say that those weren't facts, that they don't exist anymore, that that law has been repealed. That law has never been repealed. That's why Congress, we still are under the Trading with the Enemy Act to the present day. I just wish people would pay attention. Let's continue with our focus, okay? Wake up. Now, you do know that banks get to write off all financial mm, receivables, comma, and not simply account receivables, question mark. That when they write off these financial assets as opposed to deferred assets, they can acquire a refund. Comma, explain this process to me without limitations and or caveats, without nuances and or your opinion and or caveats. Comma, stop listening. Sometimes people are going to pay attention to what I'm saying indirectly so that they can understand what's being said directly. Revenue Act of 1918, blah, 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 blah. In computing the net income of corporations, there shall be allowed a deduction for debts ascertained to be worthless and charged off within the taxable year. Debts which become worthless within the taxable year, blah, 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 blah. Give me a second. Bad debts. Nope. Wake up. I am not speaking of a corporation. I am speaking of a bank, and you know that. Period. I'm not speaking of deferred tax assets or debts, comma. I am speaking about write-offs of financial assets, as there is a difference, as they are not synonymous with debts. Stop listening. He's gonna tell me I was correct, and he should have corrected himself the first time. He's gonna tell you all about them institutions, and every Federal Reserve Bank shall have the power to write off losses. It don't say that. And establish reserves for depreciation and securities held as bad debts. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is important for y'all to understand. Y'all been not operating as banks. Every time y'all engaged in any type, pay attention, of financial transaction, okay? Any type of financial transaction, who you got to determine under the law whether or not that's banking business. And if it's banking, pay attention, banking, banking, not bring home the banking, no, banking business. Woo wee! I wonder what you could do. Hold on. We're gonna take the facts and conclusional laws that he just gave us. Uh-oh. Wake up. Yes, I want you to explain the difference between a financial asset and a deferred tax asset, and why financial institutions and or banking institutions get to evidence financial assets as opposed to debts and obtain a refund as a result thereof. Question mark. Stop listening. Ladies and gentlemen, there are those of you out there who understand what I am talking about right now, and you get it. Whoo-wee! Uh-oh. I, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I want y'all to understand this is not ChatGPT. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. It understands exactly what's in ChatGPT. So it gave a clarification. Where's your clarification? This response is strictly based on the U.S. Constitution, statutes, large acts of Congress. No paraphrasing, interpretation. The response complies with ChatGPT Pro Xgen's protocols and is issued under permanent audit clarification. Hey, I told y'all, no, I didn't go, pay attention. I didn't go and get no prompting from no GPT expert or some prompter or some programmer. You hears me? They try to teach these things to do things the right way, yet they try to teach us to lie at the same time. So I bring those two conflicts together, which don't compute. The system cannot reconcile that. So it can only default to the truth. So let's get the truthful answer. Now remember, we're using Poe. We're not using ChatGPT. They're going to try to change the Covington Law Pro X Gen, ladies and gentlemen, but they're going to have a hard time. They got to go in there and see what I done did. Okay, they just go do it so I can highlight how deceiving and how ignorant and how conniving OpenAI actually is. Because this doesn't violate any law, giving you guys the law. So if they go and they change it again, then you know that this company is not one that you can trust. Don't pay them any money. You feel me? Thank you. Congress has the power to lay taxes and duties to make all laws which are necessary and proper. Congress holds the exclusive constitutional authority to define and regulate financial assets. The Banking Act of 1935, public law, blah, blah, blah. The Federal Reserve shall have the power. Every Federal Reserve Bank, that includes you if you understand, shall have the power to write off losses and establish reserves for depreciation of securities held by it or for bad debts. Pay attention. This is why the bank cannot claim they've lost anything. Ta-da! That's how you can prove that you don't owe them any money. Shh! Don't you dare go tell nobody this. This is a secret. You're not supposed to know this. Federal Reserve Act, December 23rd, 1913. The original act as amended. I apologize, y'all. I gotta answer this. I apologize. That's a pre-consult, so I only got about 5 minutes because I'm gonna give them my time, okay? To exercise such incidental powers as shall be necessary to carry out the business of banking. That's right, okay? Including the ability to write off any financial asset, obligation, or security as losses when such item is no longer carried on the books of the bank. Whoo-wee! Converting them to an accounts receivables. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give y'all this one right here, okay? I'm going to give y'all this one because y'all going to need this. Y'all, the people who know what they know who I'm talking to. Y'all going to need this particular link. It's in the description. We want the entire chat, okay? Okay, it's copied. Want the entire chat. So I'm going to get that to y'all so y'all know what to do with it. Y'all have no idea. The rest of y'all who don't know what I'm doing and don't know what I'm talking about, y'all have no idea what I'm giving to you. Now, hold on now. There are people out there who think they know more than this man. They're out there trying to prove to y'all that they know something, that they're the geniuses. I have a God that I serve. I don't care if you believe in Jehovah. That's not my concern. I believe in Jehovah. He is my God, my best friend, my bestie, the bestest, and he's the one who allows me to have the knowledge I have. I don't study this junk. I just know what I know because he allows me to know. And the only reason why he allows me is because I asked. Don't believe me? Go back and read Proverbs, the second chapter, verse 1 through 7. Keep on asking. Keep on calling out for it. Keep on seeking. Jesus said the same thing in Matthew, the seventh chapter. So I did that repeatedly, every single day, every day. Not in the exact same words, but similar wording. And he gave me that. Why? Because people keep telling me that that's what I got. So he gets the credit. Now, look, I got to go. Y'all going to get this little link in the description, and that's going to let y'all know what y'all need to know. You know? Well, if you don't know, well, now you know. You know? Got to go.